Mangrove trees grow in very difficult environments. The saline, or at least brackish, waters along coasts and along tidal rivers. Unfortunately, the term mangrove is used to describe trees which are not particularly closely related to each other. About 70 species of trees in about 20 genera and 16 families are called mangroves. And so therefore, when one speaks of the adaptations of mangroves, you might be speaking of one rather than another. They are tolerant of salt, and many extend these long roots, which not only allow them to spread out into the water, so the land increases in area at the expense of water. It also allows them to compensate for differences in tide. So, for example, in the western part of Costa Rica, where these images were taken, the difference between high and low tide can be 14 feet. And so, therefore, the height of these roots then allows the plants to survive in those two extremes. Since the roots are underwater, and since the soil in which the roots are embedded can be waterlogged, getting the oxygen gas that the cells of the roots require is a challenge. Some mangroves then send up upright roots known as pneumatophores. So roots, instead of growing down, grow up, and therefore they can take in oxygen gas from the air, which then can be transported to the other cells and other areas of the roots. A third challenge is how one rids oneself of excess salt, given that they are growing in saline or brackish water. Different mangroves have different adaptations. Some form salt crystals on the underside of leaves, while others produce special leaves. Here you can see them in yellow, and pump salt into it. And so these leaves will die and fall and then remove the excess salt from the tree.